What is going on, everybody? So today is part 3 out of 4 of my electrical skateboard, and I'm very pumped because this is the final stretch of my board. After this, it'll be all fun and games and riding my board up on the streets. I'll have some awesome B-roll for you guys. It'll be a great time. So this video, I'll be assembling the final parts of my skateboard, and yeah, enough chitter-chattering, and let's get to the video. Alright, so all my parts came in, and we're going to be pretty much doing everything besides mounting the enclosure onto my deck. That's going to be for the fourth video. Jeez, I had a brain fart. So basically this episode will be pretty much assembling 95% of the parts, and the last video will be my specifications and a test run on this guy. So basically a couple of things I did off camera was attach these wheels and fix a truck, because I know there's a bunch of videos out there how to attach wheels to a truck and mount a truck on a drop-through deck. So I had some people talking to me about the clearance on this board, and I did agree with you. When I had this board, let me flip this guy over for a second. It's hard doing it with one hand. I didn't have much clearance. I probably only had about 4 inches of clearance. So I was thinking like, do I want to dish out $70 and get a new board? Or do I want to try out and see if I can kind of wedge this guy in and see if it'll work? So I did find a way to make this guy fit, so while still using a drop-through deck. What I basically did was mount the motor in the back. Since it's kind of curved up, as you see, I can mount the motor kind of on the top side, so I'd have a good maybe ½ an inch of clearance. I don't need too much because it's behind this giant wheel, but it's better than spending money, okay? But let's just assemble this motor and let's see how it works out. So the first part to my build is basically slapping on this caliper clamp right here. This will be holding up my motor, and I need this guy. Basically all you do is just slide this guy on. Pretty simple, and you tighten these 4 screws. 1, 2, 1 down there, and another one down there. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, let me tighten this guy in, and I'll see you guys in a second. I did state this in my last video, but basically all I gotta do is slide this guy on and tighten them with those bolts that are open. My camera can focus. Boom, right there. Alright, so a fresh coat of thread locker has been applied to all these screws because this is actually my final product. Screwed these guys in. These guys aren't going to be going anywhere. And man, it's really hard to be working in front of this light because it's like 100 where I am, and there's not sufficient lighting in this room. But yeah, let's move on to the next part, which is basically, let me just get to the correct notch, because if you look closely here, there's a flat notch right there, and the flat notch is supposed to go where the screw is. There's 2 of them. There's 2 flat spots on this guy. So I'm gonna slide this guy on. I have to have it right here. I'll just screw this guy in, make it nice and tight. I'm not going to be putting thread locker on these guys because I may want to adjust this in the future. And actually I may at the end of the video. I just want to I don't want to put any thread locker on this at the moment. Now we're gonna get this belt over here. Put this guy on. And now we grab this wheel, which already has the drive wheel installed because you have to screw in these 4-inch long screws. I don't want to spend an hour screwing these guys in, so I did it off camera. Well, that's put in. Basically, you just screw in 4-inch screws into these little holes. Pretty simple. Didn't really want to show you guys because it's quite simple. Now we slide this guy in. I'll give it a little wiggle. Please stand. Okay, oh, made it. Let me set this camera down. So now we gotta kind of put this guy onto the belt. So you put that on like that, and you kind of move it around. Boom, now it's rested on the belt. Slide this guy on. There you go, make sure this guy's nice and snug, ain't going anywhere. You can see the motor spinning. That means we got the belt fully installed. Now we just got to apply some power to this guy and tighten some screws. So I gotta put this little lug nut on from here, and I gotta put some Loctite on this guy, and then I'll come back and we will put power to this guy, and we actually would be done. This is a rather short video because, this is pretty much the easy part. Finding the parts and all that stuff was the hard part, and figuring out the dimensions. But actually building it is relatively simple if you know what you're doing. I do know what I'm doing, and I'm also going to be attaching these lights to my skateboard. Boom. Got the back light will be strapped on right here. It's got blinking modes, and 2 front lights will go here, just to provide some safety. And I'm also going to have some underglow lights here, just to make the board look even more dope. Yeah, I'll come back to you guys when I have a thread locker and some more screws installed. Alright, so basically we're going to get these 3 cables you see here. One. So basically we're going to get these 3 cables that you see here, plug them into my Vesk. I have a censored cable on it, so my motor will be censored. And let me just plug these guys in real quick. Alright, these 3 cables are now plugged in. Now we gotta give power to my system, and we are gonna be online. Ready? 3, 2. Boom! Nice little spark. You may want to use a non-spark XT90 connector, because over time you'll damage the brass or metal inside here. I will be switching soon. Right now I'm just kind of testing my board. I'm not 100% done with it, which is why I'm not using the anti-spark cable. You have to use all the soldering and stuff like that. But we are now online. Let me grab my remote controller and pick up my camera. And now, if all goes well, we should be able to have this motor move. So, put a fresh coat of Loctite in it, so I do not want to put too much torque on it, because I want the Loctite set in and to not wear out the Loctite before it's fully dried. So let's give it a nice light push. Nice. Alright, so the motor does move. Try to get a nice view for you guys. So my board will work at the moment. I could legitimately stand on it and it'll move. I just don't want to move at the moment because, the Loctite, I want that stuff to solidify. Which is why tomorrow I'll be writing it, because I want the Loctite to solidify overnight. Because it says you need to have it to be solidified overnight, or 24 hours. So I'll give it about 18 hours and it should be dried, and awesome B-roll for you guys of me skateboarding. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. I'm just gonna slap these lights on, pretty simple. Kind of just wrap the elastic around, it clips onto that. I do it one-handed. You get the point, it clips to that, boom. And I'll be putting it on my trucks. 2 lights in the front, 1 light right here, because you can't put 2, won't really fit. And 2 underglow lights, which I'll be putting on the 4th video. But I'll put these guys on off camera, but the underglow lights will be put on the 4th video. So yeah, that wraps up this part of my electric skateboard. We're now about 90% done with my board. I just gotta finish my enclosure and put the lights on, and we're done. So yeah, I'll see you guys on my 4th part of my DIY electric skateboard.